let's talk about vulnerability.
Okay.
Don't we just love that topic? And I think you need to hear this because maybe the insecurities in you prohibit you from serving the Lord to the fullness of your abilities and gifts that He gave you. Because when we feel insecure, it's almost like you're stopping God from using you. Do you agree?
Very good. Absolutely. I love that you said that, because I think we're so self-focused all the time, and that's where the vulnerability comes in too. And I think that definitely it stops us from doing the things that God would have us do. And so we just need to get out of our heads. That's our biggest problem, is what we think. We got to stop thinking.
What
so
do I
much,
think?
Right? Absolutely. And I think that if God has a purpose and a plan, and all of a sudden something comes up, like you and we were talking about that, an opportunity all of a sudden came to you, and you said, "Hey, Julie, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Oh, And then all of a sudden you start thinking, you go, "Wait a minute, well, I don't know." Well, immediately start praying about it. Get off your own mindset, because all of a sudden God will bring to mind that, well, remember, we had this conversation a long time ago. You're ready now. So, Julie, now an opportunity came your way, and so
are you ready?
Trust in me.
Have you been prepared for years?
Right. That's the walk that He's been preparing us for, because He told me something a long time ago, probably 20 years ago. I have a plan for you, and this, I've got something that I want you to do, but I didn't know it, and I was expecting it to come soon. And He's gone, no, and it's like 30 years later, and you're like, and all of a sudden, I'm contented right where I'm at. I love life. And all of a sudden, bam, He hits you with something, and you're like, oh. So
that's how it was supposed to be.
So anyways.
So when we talk about vulnerability and insecurity and how they can connect, how can we bring those two topics together? So when you are afraid to be vulnerable, when you're insecure, then you're stepping back from the destiny that God prepared for you. God prepared you and been preparing you for years for something amazing, special, incredible. And when you're afraid of being vulnerable and showing the world or people, or just people in your life, who you really are, those insecurities are holding you back. And you cannot shine with that personality that God gave you, right?
And I think it just depends upon who you are. I think for me, because I don't have a lot of fear when it comes to sitting down and having a conversation with somebody, or getting up for the Lord, speaking and all these things. But at that time, there might have been issues in my life that God needed to be first in my life and not me. And so I think over the years, God was dealing with certain things in my life that I needed to deal with first before He could fully use me to the extent that He needed me to be. So it's been a process of growing in the Lord and just putting Him first and up front in my life, me surrendering, me saying, Lord God, I just want to glorify You in everything that I say and do. I don't want it to be about me. I don't want people to see me. I want people to see God in me, the heart that God prepared me and who for me to be, not the person that I was before. So now I guess I'm ready.
Yes, and what I hear you saying is that first, God gives you the desire of your heart. He gives you some dream or vision. And then you may think when you were younger, oh, I am so ready. It was with me speaking. Lord, I am so ready. Give me audience. Give me audience. Nothing. Crickets. Okay, you're supposed to write this book. So, okay, Father, I did. But He prepares us one step at the time. And He also, through those experiences, He gives us maturity, but that is when He may call you to be vulnerable and share those experiences.
Yes.
And it's like, no, but I remember when I wrote my book and I was ready to publish it, the last draft, and I am reading it, and it's a story of my life. It's a story of overcoming panic attacks and anxiety. It's scary. I bared my soul there. I believe that that's what God told me, but then that self-doubt comes in, and am I too vulnerable here? And I prayed, and I felt, share, because God is going to use your story to heal others.
Yes. And the biggest thing is that when, God will give you a great peace about it. If God needs you to do something, He's going to give you the power to do it. He's going to give you the peace. He's going to equip you to do what it is that you need to do. So just trust in Him. Let Him do it. You just gotta say okay, and then He does it all.
Lord, I am ready. Here I am. I surrender. You brought me this far, and just use everything that I experienced in life to comfort someone who's hurting, or just use me. I'm yours. I hope that you enjoyed this conversation. I'm so grateful to Julie that she joined me, and I hope that this inspired you in some way. And we hope to see you here again. God bless you.
God bless you.